What is up, Midnight Tokers, Afternoon Hailers, and AM Hookah Smokers? This is the AM Hookah Podcast. We are a weekly podcast every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, talking about bowls, tobaccos, and a whole lot more. I am your host, one of your hosts, Matt, and I'm joined with me, as always, the man who puts the buzz in Starbuzz, because I know he likes that one so very much. Adrian, how are you doing this week?
That's the other guy. I'm Adrian from The Pipe Dream, not Pipe Dream Hookah. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's doing well. I don't smoke Starbucks. But more importantly, we got a guest on the show today. Thankfully,
Yes.
it almost happened. So, yay.
Yeah, we're having some odd technical difficulties. Hopefully we can make sure that they don't destroy the show, as they tend to sometimes try to do. But this week we are joined by Mr. Shisha Saturdays himself. Cars, I have no idea how to pronounce your last name, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Carandang. Is that anywhere close to it?
Say it in one go.
Carandang.
It's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, cool. I'm glad.
90% there.
Oh, okay. I feel pretty good about myself then. We're going to talk about the overseas markets because Cars is actually from the Philippines, which I think is really cool, and we're going to have an interview and do a little bit more as well. But how are you doing this week, Cars? How was your weekend?
It was good because of Halloween. We didn't have class, and I was supposed to catch up on my studies, but I didn't do anything. So that's just it. I just had fun.
That's always great. We have a ton of people in the chat already. Thank you guys so much for making fun of me and having a good time in the chat as well. We have everyone between Hookah Fiend, Chris, Bopperman24. Stefan's here on time, which is always nice. Edge Gaming, it's been a long time. Nice to see you. Hookah Fiend, Raul, thank you guys so much for showing up. Yes, 5:30 is the joke because normally we start at 5:30, but we had a couple technical difficulties, but it seems like everything's getting better. So make sure you drop a like down below. Hit that Captain Wetbeard like goal of 25. We'd appreciate it. No, we don't have anything special today if you hit that like goal of 25, but we do have some stuff in the future coming up. Hugely appreciated.
Real soon.
Real soon.
And it ain't no 250 of Alpha Comma this time, I tell you what.
No, not this time. Maybe a time after that, though. We'll see what happens. So we have a question for everyone in the chat today. It is, what market are you most interested in when it comes to hookah? Obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on all around the world. The American market, the European market, including places like Germany and in Russia and stuff like that, and which is actually a part of the Asian market. So I don't know why I said like that. But we're going to be talking about lots of stuff involving that stuff, obviously. So let's go ahead and get the show started as we normally do. Everyone thinks that you look hungover, Adrian. Are you hungover right now?
Yeah.
Let's start the show as we normally do and talk about what it is that we are smoking. Adrian, why don't you kick us off? What are you smoking today, my friend?
I'm smoking some hookah.
Awesome. What kind of hookah are you smoking?
Shisha tobacco.
Any particular flavor, possibly?
There you go. There's the ticket. I got some Starbuzz vintage, not that blonde shit. It's going to be the orange chocolate with some cane mint inside of the Relics Rainbow, 4 titanium flats on top of the matte pear, Lux base matching hose, and the tip. I need 2 more tips so Doug can come. I got to summon Doug.
Very nice. I love the chocolate orange. That is an amazing flavor. Do you taste those like classics, like jellies, the chocolate and then the orange, jelly in the middle of it? That's what I taste when I smoke it.
Nah, I just taste chocolate oranges, man.
Yeah. That makes sense because it's called that. So that makes perfect, absolute sense. What about you, Cars? What are you smoking tonight? With that tobacco and that flavor.
Yeah, so I'm actually making a different mix for this time. I was inspired by Chef Dan. I saw his posts in the past where he showed his mix of blueberry mint with orange mint of Alfaker, and I want to do my own twist to it. So I'm smoking. These are different names in the Philippines. I don't know why Sasan said it's a different name, but it's Blue Mix, which is like Blue Mist.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Mix, Pink, which is Pink Lemonade. I think it's the same as your review of the rarest.
I believe so.
And then there's also Orange Keef of Ugly, and then also Sergeant Huckleberry and Dirty Mint. So it's kind of like a citrus berry mint taste.
Very cool. I believe.
And yeah, I also got the Hookah John 80 feet 80 bowl, the only good bowl that I have, as well as the Phoenix version 2, which is I'm borrowing from Sasan actually right now. And I got 4 of local Philippine cube coals that we have here. And I'm using also the Avion hookah, which I also borrowed from Tassan because I'm planning to make a review on it.
Oh, very, very cool. Hopefully, we can talk about all that cool stuff that you do down there in the Philippines with the Hookah Shisha Central that you talk so much about. If you guys did not know, Cars has a great channel on YouTube. Go and find him. Just look up his name, Cars Carandang. I feel like I'm pronouncing that. Can you say it at least one time to see if I can get it right eventually?
It's easy. It's Karandang.
Carandang.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very nice. So yeah, if you did not know, go check out his YouTube channel. He does these awesome things on Saturday. It's literally the way that I start every Saturday for myself. I get my cup of coffee, I get my breakfast bowl of cereal, and then I sit down and I watch Shisha Saturdays every single week. It's honestly the best way that I start my weekend, and I appreciate it so very much. Bopperman24.
I always plan it for you.
Well, yeah, awesome. Bopperman24 says, you have issues with the vintage running down the stem and saturating the water. How do you pack it? Got me some tiramisu from Vintage delivering tomorrow. I'm looking forward to trying it. What do you got to tell Bopperman24, Adrian?
You've got two options.
Okay.
The first one is to do a clear underpack because there's a lot of molasses in the Vintage line of tobacco, and it's very saturated. And when you heat it up, it tends to bubble up and go down your spire, run down your down stem, and ruin your water. And it'll ruin the flavor for your next bowl if you do what I do, which is smoke 10, 12, 13, 14 bowls 2 weeks in a row. Don't change your water level. Don't ever do that. I don't clean my hookah. The other option is to dry it out a little bit. I wouldn't use a paper towel. I find that dries it out too much. Just give it a little squeeze and then pack it in with your hands. Most of that excess molasses will stick to your hand. Wash your hands afterwards, or don't.
If you're feeling dangerous.
If you need a personal lubricant or something, molasses is safe.
Adrian is on one today. I like this. That Vintage is buzzing him. I like this. Vintage is really.
I have a recommendation for that.
Yeah.
For a solution, which is molecular.
Or that, but fucking
Yeah.
bought all the mola killers in Chicago, and there were none left for me.
So he had no hope. He had no hope at all.
Now the only thing we have left are mat killers, and you better be careful, Matt.
Yeah, I'm looking over my shoulder every chance that I get. Bilu says, so I got to ask, what's with the shades, Adrian? That's what Bilu wants to know.
What are you talking about?
What? Yeah, I don't see no shades. He does. His future's just too bright. That's the problem. Oh my goodness. I almost don't want to show this comment that just came through, but I'm going to. I'm just not going to say anything so everyone can see it, but I'm not going to say anything about it. Okay, so going into the what am I smoking? I'm smoking some Azor cigar. I decided to finally do it since last week I was going to and I didn't, but I am doing it right now. The Azor cigar flavor, I have it loaded up in my Gen 1 Alien funnel because it's been too long since I've used it. Using 2 cubes in the Provost, and yeah, rocking a pretty fun little hookah that I don't smoke very often. So I'm having a pretty good time. We want to get into some other fun stuff going on in the show. Obviously, we want to get to the interview as soon as possible. So Adrian, did you have any new videos dropped this last week? I believe you did. You had an Alpha Kama iced tea flavor go up.
Started this little mini series I'm doing ever since I took over the channel, and there's going to be 2 more flavors coming out. And if you want to see the other Alpha Kama review I did about a year ago, or the other guy did a year ago, that's going to be on Grapefruit Iced Tea. Check that out.
The other guy, are you not Adrian?
Don't worry about it.
I don't even think he knows what's going on. I love this. All right, so I don't have any new videos that have gone up, but I have something that's going to be coming up very shortly. It's going to be a review for a Sherbetli flavor. I watched the review and I was not happy with it, so I need to make some small changes to it. But that should be going up probably within the next 2 or 3 days, at least if everything goes to plan. What about you, Cars? Do you have your stuff already pre-planned out when you start doing your Shisha Saturdays, or are they kind of as they come by? I don't know if you already pre-edit videos or anything like that, but what do you have coming up for your next video that you have planned?
Well, yeah, for the past videos I've been making, it's always like during the week. But for this week, actually, I made it last week, which is a review on the Hoob Flex.
Ooh.
It's not that great of a hookah, but I got a chance to borrow it from Hassan as well, and I reviewed it. So it's gonna coming up this Saturday, and then if you guys want to watch the last Saturday, which is the review of the Mamai. How do you guys say it? Mamai Customs.
Mamai is probably what I would say. I don't know. How do you pronounce it, Adrian?
Mamai.
Pronounce what?
The Mamai or Mame?
Mamai Customs. That's how everyone
Mamai.
pronounces it. Mamai.
Meme. I like that.
I like
Meme. So the Hob
Mamai.
the Hob Flex is not that good of a hookah. What is it that you did not like about it?
No, it's just not ergonomic, I guess, to carry around. It's good for a display because it's a it's a box-shaped hookah, which is like it's just weird, very weird. Because the one thing that I really learned from the American hookah market is smoking high heat. And then when I smoke high heat now, I have to purge everything out, and it's such a hassle for me whenever I have to smoke, whenever I have to use a hookah that doesn't purge everything out in like 1 or 2 breaths. That takes me like 4 or 5 at the most
Hmm.
to just purge everything out. So that's one of the biggest hassles in it.
Big Vinny in the chat right now says that it's pronounced Mimi. So we have about 100 different pronunciations, but go ahead and pick the one that you're most comfortable with. Well, however your mouth says it, just go ahead and do it.
My customs.
I want to hear an actual Russian person say it. Mamai.
Mamai, Mimi.
Customs.
No idea. Let's go ahead and get into this interview of Cars. We're obviously super appreciative of you coming by the AM Hookah podcast. So happy to have you, honestly. It's cool to have somebody that's overseas, somebody that is able to give us a little bit of a different take and look at the hookah market. We're so used to seeing how everything's done here in America, so I think it's going to be a really fun time. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please just drop a question mark in front of it, and we'll get that question asked for you as well. But let's go ahead and start off the small little interview section of it, and I want to ask you, how long have you been smoking hookah for, and what got you into it?
Well, if you're talking really about, the origin, I'm 25 right now. I think I started when I was like 15 or 14, just, the first few times.
Mhm.
And the real reason why I actually started and why I'm still doing it, I think right now, is that I never smoked cigarettes. And I have a lot, like majority of my friends here smoke cigarettes, and I'm just like, hey, I want to be the poser guy who wants to, hang out with the other guys
Oh, the hipster.
and still smoke.
The hipster.
Yeah. You could say it like that, but yeah, I was just the guy who wanted to still be in the crowd but not smoke cigarettes. So that was the main reason why I started. And then I think if you're gonna be serious about like the actual smoking time now that I'm like doing this properly, I just started like last year, honestly. Like last year I met Sasan, and I've been smoking more since then. And then especially now that I've joined the hookah groups, I've smoked even more, like daily now.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but it's fun for me because like now that I have a community that I can converse with every day about hookah, it's more fun to do it rather than just being by myself.
It's interesting, and I don't know how you feel about this, Adrian, but when I got into the groups, really hardcore and stuff, I definitely started smoking more often. I wanted to kind of show off what I was doing compared to everybody else. I wanted to have conversations with people and stuff. So, like, I noticed that I definitely smoke. I only smoke once an evening usually, but I used to only smoke maybe once every, like, 3 to 4 days. I smoke more often now than I did before, for sure. How's that affected you, Adrian?
I mean, I smoke like 6-7 bowls a day, and I've noticed my health actually improving as I smoke hookah.
Makes sense. Makes
So,
sense.
Yeah.
You want to grab the next question?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. All right. So, talking hookah talk like we do here on the AM Hookah podcast, what are some of the products, whether it be shisha, tobaccos, pipes, some of your favorite products that you enjoy on a daily basis? Cars.
Well, the product itself, I only have access to what, again, Hookah Shisha Central sponsored, and Sasan like has on hand, which is right now it's mostly he just got some trifecta, so I've been hitting on those. But then the good ones that I've grew up with are of course Alfaker, and then now Alpha Kama, and every now and then I get some Black Lava, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, when you go to the hookahs itself, it's very few and far between. So right now, even these Avion hookahs that Sasan has, he doesn't have them for sale. So I'm just borrowing it, and then any other unique hookah for me are stuff that I just borrow from Sasan, because from the things that he's selling, it's just mostly traditional hookahs like KMs and Shikas, but those are still good.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So what got you into doing like videos on YouTube? Now, on your channel, you don't just have hookah videos on there. You also have the fact that you're going to a law school, correct?
Yep.
So what got you into doing videos?
It's a videos actually because for me, I've always had an appreciation on video editing. Actually, like they're on you won't see them in my channel because they're unlisted videos, but I have like a ton of videos where I travel and then just make music videos, basically of my travels. And then I was like, one of my friends started just this year, around like I think a month before I started, making videos as well. And he doesn't make hookah videos. He doesn't smoke that much hookah, but I was like, hey, maybe I can do something like this. I tried it, and then like it was fun. So it's really more of a passion thing for me, because of course people always ask me like, hey, how the fuck do you still do this? Oh, can I swear? Okay. So I was like, they're always asking me like, how the fuck can you make these YouTube videos while a law student? Because at least here in the Philippines, like law students are known to be super, I don't know, like always busy. Basically, they don't have time to do anything else in their lives, and I'm like, I don't know, I just make time for it, and I just love it. So again, if you notice also in my channel, I've been making more hookah videos than the law school videos,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to fix that now because I noticed that the law school videos actually get the most views. I mean, I only have one video right now that's above 1,000 views, and that's a law school video. So I'm trying to see what I can do for it. But I'm still gonna make hookah videos every week, of course.
Well, cool. Yeah, don't stop Shisha Saturdays, because that's how I start my weekend. So if you don't have one, which you didn't one weekend, I didn't even know what to do with myself. It was crazy. I didn't know. Is it Saturday? It has to be Saturday. Where's my new video? No, I'm just kidding with you. Very, very
I'll
cool.
tell you,
What was that? Sorry.
I'll tell you in advance if I don't get to make one.
That'll help. Thank you. All right. Adrian, you want to get the last interview question?
Yeah, absolutely. So smoking hookah actually only requires one of your two hands. Is there anything you like to do while you're smoking hookah other than smoking sad hookah? Cars.
Well, right now, because here's the thing. Before, when I was, still getting into smoking hookah more often, I found that it was hard for me to study while smoking hookah because it's like I'm doing two things at once. Like my brain power just couldn't handle it. But now I think I'm able to do it more often now. So I'm able to study while I'm smoking hookah, and also, making my videos, editing the videos, and of course the basic stuff like, you know, watching shows and just basic stuff like that.
Very cool. Tristan said, "What's up, bitches?" What's up, Tristan? You should get in the chat and say that on your own. That'd be nice. What's up, Wayne? Just saw that you stopped by as well. Always nice to see you. We have the Pipe Dream here as well, even though we don't fully know who that is. It's somebody that may have stolen Adrian's identity, and
That's me.
He may.
I did that.
Oh, he is here today. We have the Pipe Dream here today instead of the Pipe Dream Hookah going on right now.
Man, there's some dissonance. We have 18 on the Wet Beard like goal, but we have 19 likes. You're really slacking today, and I need you to get up.
I don't know how I'm slacking, but okay. Hit that like button so Adrian stops hating on me, I guess. I don't even know what to say to that, I guess. Big Vinny says, smoking hookah pairs while drinking alone in the bed. All right, well, now you guys know you can smoke hookah and drink if you want to. Awesome. Well, very cool. We have another little topic. We're going to be talking about hookah around the world. I thought this would be fun, especially because we have someone that's literally around the world now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're in the future right now, aren't you, Cars? It's Tuesday for you.
Yeah. It's already Tuesday. That's why I thought that we were going to do this yesterday, because it was Monday for me yesterday. And I was like, hey, I remember Matt said it was going to be on Monday. Then I chatted you, Matt.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, it's still Sunday there. I was like, it just messed up my mind. So right now it's 9 a.m. here, exactly 9 a.m.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us in the future. I hope it's a good future. The Tennessee Titans are playing football tonight, and I really hope they come away with a win. Maybe you can tell me, Cars, are they going to win, Cars? Or are they going to? What's the future hold for my Tennessee Titans?
We can't spoil too much in the future, because people might win the lottery too much. So that's a no-go, man.
Oh,
that's
dang.
fucking code for they're gonna lose.
Oh man, I hope they win. Okay. So I have a question for both of you guys, and thought we could discuss this a little bit. What market do you think has the most interest for you personally? Is it the Russian market, the German market, maybe the Asian market? Like, what do you guys like seeing going on in the world of hookah today? Is there something particular? Obviously, you're smoking a Russian hookah right now, Adrian, with the Matt Pear. I have my Like Smoke that I really enjoy. You have the Avion that you're smoking right now, Cars. Is there a market that has your general interest, or maybe it's the American market? Like, do you have a line, maybe pipes from other areas, maybe American tobacco? What do you think, Adrian? What has the most interest for you personally?
Russia.
Russia?
The Russian pipes are insane right now. This Matt Pear is outstanding. The Russians got these all these new bowls coming out and everything. They've got the Sun Pipe Company, which is a pretty cool company. I don't even think they're based out of Russia. I just think all the Russian distributors are selling them, so that's where I get them.
Okay.
I like Russia has right now.
Very, very nice. What about you, Cars? Is there anything particular market-wise that you enjoy?
Well, I was thinking about it, and it's actually depending on the category. So if we're talking about like hookahs itself, the units, of course, I'm gonna be more interested in Russia because they're really innovating everything.
I
And
agree.
the good thing about it that I think personally is that since they're innovating a lot, it brings up the competition more in the other markets, especially like the American market. So I guess we're not seeing it that much right now, but I think a few years into the future we're gonna get more, better innovations or even newer stuff that we haven't seen in the Russian market in America. So that's the thing about hookahs itself from
Hmm.
Russia. For the shisha tobacco itself, though, of course the American market is really the top choice for me right now because you guys have developed a lot of new stuff that we have never seen before in the past, like the brands like even Starbucks, just Starbucks just to name one is the innovator for new stuff that we've never seen before. And the thing I like about that is actually I was thinking about uh, non-American brands like Alpha Kama, or how do you say it? Alpha Kama or Alpha Kama.
Hmm.
They have also made better shishas, I think, because of the American market. So that's that's the cause. That's the reason for that.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to mention is the market for actually, I don't know if people care about this as much, but the market for coals, because, at least we don't want to leave my Asian brothers behind.
Hmm.
And as you guys know, even no matter what brand it is, no matter if it's an American brand or a Russian brand or whatever, they mostly source their coals here in Asia, mostly in Indonesia. I'm hoping someday that the Philippine coal market can also, make a boom, at least in that aspect.
To
So
get yourself some
I don't know
cheaper
what they can do
coals,
yet, but
to get cheaper coals for yourself. Is that why you want to see that happen?
of course.
I,
Oh, what do coals cost you for a kilo of your daily coal out there? I wonder if there's a price difference between here there in the state.
uh, well, because the thing is, if you we measure by the kilo, but again, like it depends on the density, and I never knew that before, joining the hookah groups. I never knew that there were coals that were more dense, that were more heavy, and then I just thought it was all the same. But so for me right now, this Philippine brand of there's no brand actually. This Philippine made coals that I'm using for 1 kilo of it, it's $3.
oh wow, that is a much better price than what we pay here in America. There's one brand company that sells a pretty cheap kilo of coals, but for the most part, I would say the average price is going to cost you around like $12 or $13, right? Isn't that what titaniums cost?
Damn.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the thing though that I realized with that as well is of course the performance, because I think the guys like the titanium coals or even like Tokers or other charcoal brands out there, they really focus on quality. So I never knew this also before because I thought again all the coals are the same, but my coals for the for the majority of the time they only last for like an hour at most. I think this batch that I got, they're lasting for a bit longer now, and the price doesn't change, so that's the good thing about it. But if it happens to dip down again, I'm still gonna pay for the same price. So that's the consequence of having unbranded or there's no quality control in the coals.
Hmm. What's your normal smoke time that you enjoy to smoke for? Is it usually about one round of coals an hour or so, or do you enjoy doing multiple rounds of coals on your bowl?
Well, actually, recently, like since I've been testing this the Avion out, and I'm actually also testing out the Phoenix even more. I'm now just doing one round of calls for a session. So, but I do multiple sessions because of that. But in the past, for the longest time I remembered, I always just do 2 rounds of calls because I thought that was like when you go past 2 rounds, you can go a little further with that, like maybe above 2 hours, but then it's not gonna last until the end of the call. So I just thought that was a waste.
Okay, okay, makes sense. I see that you're using the Phoenix as you said. Are you don't have foil on it though? It looks like you just have it directly on top of the bowl. How are you liking the Phoenix and not using tin foil?
Well, I actually love it because right now this is like the first time in a few days that I'm using it without foil because in the past days that I've actually been using it, I have used it with foil,
Hmm.
and biggest difference that I found is the flavor output. I mean, for me at least, I don't know if it's just me, but I find that if I use foil in it, it's like the flavor is not all the way there. And I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with it, but I still love it because the good thing about the, especially when I'm using it with foil, is that I don't have to clean it at all. And it's always such a hassle to clean and make sure that everything, all the tobacco is washed out from the HMD itself.
Mm.
And the good thing as well with the with oh yeah, and the good thing with that is, of course, I only have one Phoenix HMD right now. So if I have to use it for multiple rounds of different tobaccos, it's better for me to use it with foil. But I thought that this was for me this was a special occasion. That's why I used it without foil.
Very nice, very nice. We appreciate that, you considering this a special occasion. Adrian's definitely dressed
Yeah.
up for the occasion as well, if you haven't noticed. So the next question that I have for you guys is, what do you think is more popular in different markets? Do you think hookah or the tobacco is more popular? I think America kind of goes through similar, like, I want to see, is it hot? Is it hot, Adrian? No. He has hands of coal, basically. But I think the American market kind of switches every once in a while, where we see things that are kind of hot at one time, if not in another time. Like tobacco, if there's a lot of different flavors coming out, tobacco will really, really become the vogue thing that either talk about or get. Same thing with hookahs. We noticed that it goes up and down, kind of. I've noticed, at least, Adrian. What do you think? Do you think that one overshines the other, or do they kind of stay pretty much in balance?
It definitely varies depending on what all of the distributors are pushing in social media and stuff, or whatever any of the reviewers or figureheads got in their hands that they want to talk about. Um, it's whatever week it is, that's what's going to be hyped.
You
I
think
don't
so?
think it actually any. The only controlling factor is what's out then and what's hot. But I don't think I've seen like hookahs or hoses or flavors really dominate social media and everything. Um, as far as like an overarching timeline, I
Okay.
feel like it changes quite a bit.
Stefan said hookahs for America. I do think hookahs shine a little bit sometimes when it comes to America. I mean, we have everything between like the B2s, the Regals, Russian hookahs come through and stuff. I think that tobacco definitely still stands toe-to-toe with it, but I do think we see a larger I don't know. I don't know if it's because you can buy so much tobacco, obviously, and maybe you always want to have a nice-looking hookah to go along with it, and maybe that's why. I don't know. I could be completely off and wrong about it, obviously, as well. What about you, Cars? In the Philippines, does it seem like hookahs are more popular, or the tobacco used for the hookahs are more popular?
I think with the market here right now, we're still trying to push more for the for newer tobaccos to be exposed to more people because when I look at the local Philippine groups here when they're selling to each other or whatever, it's all just China China hookahs and it always sucks. And I don't know if it's gonna be a big of a difference if we show them like more better hookahs like the Avion or any other hookahs,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think right now we're still trying to focus more on marketing better tobacco because it's like again you said we live in the future by a few hours, but at the same time our at least the general taste for people here for the shisha tobacco is not yet as refined as Americans or Russians or I don't know any other ethnicities. But yeah,
Oh, there's a
that's
lot more.
that. Hmm?
There's a lot more.
No, there's
It's
only
a
like
big
three.
world.
That's it.
It's basically
But
just
yeah,
Canada and
we're
Germany.
trying. We're trying to bring it out more, and then hopefully by the time that people are more exposed to stuff like dark leaf tobaccos, then we can try to introduce people to more better hookahs itself. On the other hand,
Hmm.
What shisha tobacco brands are hot in the Philippines right now?
uh, if you're really talking about hot, Alfaka is always the best. The best for the people at least.
Interesting.
And I don't know if it. I think the better person to ask for this is Sasan, but I think his when he gets some Tangiers here, I think he got one time, and then he's gonna get another batch in sometime in the future. But he already gets more orders from that, so it seems like at least for some individuals who really know what tobaccos to get, they really harp on Tangiers the most. Uh, Black Lava as well was really good. It was nicely taken, some specific flavors, and Starbuzz, of course. I mean, for me, I remember when I was first starting to smoke. non-alfalfa flavors, the first thing that you always see on the internet is Starbuzz. So when I first met Hassan, I bought my first Starbuzz hookah from him, and then I saw like, hey, you got some Starbuzz shisha tobacco? Like, yeah, and I tried it. I mean, the first one I ever bought from him was I think it was Code 69, which tasted like a cola to me,
Mm-hmm.
and that was good. So right now, I really can't say for a general statement, but at least for me, these dark leaf tobaccos, at least, or even just the blonde leaf like trifecta as well, they're getting into the market more. And
So
the alfacama, what? Here's one other thing I want to mention. For the alfacama, uh, the flavors that we have here right now are like they're mirror flavors to alfalfa, basically, which is like double apple, blueberry, those stuff. But then I was telling Tasan to get the other flavors that are more famous there in America, like the iced tea. I don't know what else. Like this, like the pink lemonade. They're like
The
very
free
innovative
flush line, those would be
flavors. Oh yeah, I want to try those. So I hope that if he gets those flavors here, and then people who already know alfacama will try it, and then their worlds are gonna get more open, basically.
could you talk a little bit about Hookah Shisha Central and explain exactly what that is in the Philippines?
Oh, well, Hookah Shisha Central. I don't know. Yeah. Why didn't I ever explain it properly? But it's basically Tasan's hookah shop or shisha shop, which is basically the equivalent of like Hookah John in there in America, or Five Star Hookah, or any other hookah or
Vendor.
shisha
so.
retailers there. So that's
No
basically
affiliation.
it.
So is there any affiliation to Hookah Dash Shisha from over here in the States?
I don't think so. I don't know with Tasan, but it doesn't seem to have any affiliation with any specific companies there in America. That's why when he gets these his supply here in the Philippines, he always tells me about there are some of the suppliers they want him to exclusively sell their tobacco, but he doesn't want to. So
Hmm.
that's when the issues come in. But again, it's not for me to say. I hope you guys can get him one day for your interview.
That'd be really cool. I'd love to have him on. He'd be able to talk about some vendor type stuff, especially in different areas. So I think that'd be really cool. Mike,
Yeah.
my next question for you guys is how's hookah scene in your area? I've always wondered this. Obviously, you talked about a lot of people smoking cigarettes, and you were the hipster that was smoking hookah and stuff. How is hookah taken as a smoking apparatus and stuff like that in the Philippines? Is it kind of a niche type thing like it is here in America? Is it a little bit more wider? Is it becoming a little bit wider known and stuff? Or what's its kind of niche right now in the Philippines?
I think I didn't even know that it was a niche there in America.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna say that, I think it's even more of a niche here in the Philippines because right now, whenever I go to parties or whatever event I go to where I can bring my hookah, I always bring it, and then people always ask me about like, hey, what's hookah, blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, it's just flavored tobacco.
Mhm.
It's not something if you want to get a high on or if you want to get satisfied with your cigarette cravings. That's always at what I tell them. It's like a traditional version of vape, and some like
Hmm.
people get interested in it, and as long as I say like, hey, it's at least most of the time it's non-addictive, then they're like, hey, well, they're down to try it. The only problem I have, at least with the recent party that I went to this last Halloween, was like I brought my hookah, I set it up the way I smoke it, which is high heat, and then I realized that most of the people there were new to hookah, and then they couldn't smoke it that much.
You can't bring your cane mint to the party, man. They won't understand.
That's
They're
an
gonna look at you like you're crazy. You need to bring the blue mist, the kilo of blue mist.
Kilo. We are the #1 Blue
Every
Mist
party.
podcast. That's an interesting way to put it. We're the traditional way of vape. I kind of like that. That's an interesting. I've never heard it
Well,
referred
that's
to.
what it is, though. Hookah's really just analog vape. It's a non-combustion system that leaves you with all the tobacco leaves intact, sans the molasses and honey or whatever
Hmm.
mixture they're using to allow you to vaporize the clouds. But the clouds you get from hookah tobacco are roughly 5 to 6% smoke. The rest of it's actually just vapor that you're literally vaporizing. So
Hmm.
I think he's spot on.
Yeah.
It is just analog vaping.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a good
You
way
know,
to put it.
another thing I just thought of right now of saying comparison between vape and shisha tobacco or hookah is vape could be compared to like something like a Tesla, an electric car, and then vape shisha is like riding on a horse.
Hookah, the
And
original
people
horse.
still like riding on horse, right?
Awesome. So do you guys refer to it in the Philippines, hookah, as the pipe, or do you refer to shisha as the pipe? Because in America, we've kind of transitioned to shisha being referred to as like the tobacco and stuff. But obviously, it's just that this is the shisha and the tobacco is tobacco. But a lot of people do refer to the tobacco as shisha. Do you guys do that as well, or is shisha still referred to as the pipe as well?
We generally refer to as shisha, as everything is shisha. And I actually learned what you said from you guys only. Like when I joined the hookah groups, I was like, "What's hookah? Why do you call it hookah?" And then I was more cautious of calling it shisha and at first, and then I realized that shisha was called tobacco. And then yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have some kind of transition to that here in the future, but at least with the people I talk to, I try to educate them as much as I can.
Mhm.
I don't know if they remember everything I say, but that's just part of being an enthusiast of hookah shisha.
I usually try to refer to it as shisha tobacco or hookah tobacco. That's usually what I try to remember to say, but I mean, I'm guilty of it myself. I say shisha in reference to the tobacco all the time. What about you,
Tobacco,
Adrian?
yeah.
How do you refer to it?
I mean, I'm from Dearborn. For anyone who doesn't already know this, I say this once every 10 episodes. I've got a very dense Middle Eastern population here. And for anyone who doesn't know, Middle Easterners, hookah is not a niche over in the Middle East. More people smoke hookah than people smoke cigarettes here in the States. Hookahs, you can buy them at grocery stores. Double apple, you can buy them at like your local convenience stores. I'm pretty sure you can just buy it anywhere. They call the pipe a hookah. They call the tobacco shisha. So that's what I've grown up doing my entire life.
Hmm.
Um, and that's kind of the way I stick to it. Although when I'm operating on the groups, I call it shisha tobacco because there's 4 fucking hipsters on there that want to get at you when you call it shisha. They'd be like, "Oh, whoa, no, 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 that's not what that is."
Yeah, those damn hipsters. Am I right, Cars? Those damn hipsters.
Yeah, man.
No
Okay.
offense to Fletcher from over at the Hookah Hipsters, by the way.
Yes.
I love you, buddy.
What is he? Okay, so we kind of got. I think we kind of asked this already. I was going to ask, what does people seem to like the most? Is it the pipes or the tobacco? In your different areas and stuff like that. I would say for the online communities, it's pretty evenly divided for the most part, as we were saying and stuff. Have you noticed that people are okay with like getting like a pretty basic hookah in the Philippines and then wanting really nice tobaccos, or do they care less more about the tobacco and they just want a really nice looking hookah? Because we see that happen definitely in different markets and stuff where they'll smoke kind of crummy tobacco or maybe not the best quality, but they have like this really nice looking setup for their hookah and stuff. Like Adrian with his Matt Pear, like he can put anything in that and at least he'll look really nice doing it.
Well, I think here in the Philippines again, it's right now everything's shit. Like people only smoke at the most, like the best that they can smoke out of is a KM, and then they're just gonna smoke alpaca. But then I think uh, I think from the people I know here, they're still more focused on getting better tobacco because I don't really meet that much people whenever I bring my own hookah and then someone else who smokes hookah uh, meets me, and then I talk to them about shisha tobacco or the hookah itself. They mostly talk about getting better shisha because they really want to get more tobaccos that are not just all fakir, basically. So that's that. But one thing that I'm worried about is I don't know if people here already know about proper preparation of the shisha tobacco or proper packing
Mm-hmm.
just to
Right.
get a better session. 'Cause at least for me, from my experience, for the longest time before I joined any of the groups, I've been just I think I've just been fluff packing everything, and it's reasonable because I was only smoking alfakir. So
Mm-hmm.
that's that.
So what kind of bowls are you guys using over there? Because here in the States, we've got, I mean, I'm staring right now at 50 bowls that are all like crazy funnel bowls and shit, stone bowls, mason, alpaca, hookah john. But that's kind of a States thing where we have access to all that like crazy. Are you guys just smoking on the mob bowls down there? You guys got a lot of original Egyptian bowls, or you guys got funnels down there as well?
I think for people who don't really know much about hookah, even the lounges, I think they're just mostly using the traditional bowls, Egyptian bowls, or worst comes to worst, the China bowls, which honestly is something I also had a phase in just smoking on China bowls and
We
them
all did.
breaking. I didn't know that it was not supposed to happen like that. But yeah, it was mind blowing to me too when I first researched about hookah and found that there was like funnel bowls, vortex bowls. I'm like, what the fuck is what? what do I use? And then like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's just okay. Funnel bowls are generally good for most of the tobaccos that you get.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm also advocating whenever I meet people who smoke hookah here in the Philippines.
I thought I had discovered the ultimate thing in the world when I got my first funnel bowl, which was a $10 Chinese hollow funnel bowl. Not a good product. The first time I smoked it, I'm like, "Geez, this is amazing." And then my 5-star hookah Goodfella V3 came in. I was like, "Oh shit, hold on a second." I
This
put
is
some
much better.
trifecta.
So my next question is for you, Cars, and this is just for Adrian. Are you a fan of double apple flavors? Do you like to smoke anise, double apple, licorice? What do you enjoy the double apple? That's for you, Cars. I want to hear. No, this is a no, I think.
Right here.
Oh.
For me, the double apple. I think it depends on the brand. Because for me right now, I think the Alfaker and the Alfacom double apple taste similar, and then I've also tried the Nakla, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was I don't know if it's a mystery brand or like an unknown brand there in the States. It's called Debaj. That's something that Sasan got for me. It's they have it called triple apple, but it's basically still the same as double apple. The good thing about it is that it had I tried mixing Nakla and Alfakar before, 50-50, and the Debaj triple apple flavor was the exact same taste as mixing Nakla and Alfakar. So I like that because I don't really like that much of the anise flavor in it. I'm really looking forward to, just the real apple taste. And so far for me with the brands I've had, I haven't really tried a pure appley tasty kind of hookah. Shisha.
Okay.
Trifecta makes a flavor if you can get a hold of it. It's called Apple in some numbers. It's from their blonde line. It's like Apple 50. Maybe Matt knows what I'm talking about. But it is an apple flavor from Trifecta. I would recommend that if you want to try something a little more appley. And then there's a brand out here called Karma. They make a double apple, but to me it tastes kind of like apple juice. So that's pretty good too.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
Maybe
open up
try
the.
that.
I'm gonna open up the phone lines real quick and take maybe one or two calls. If anybody wants to give us a call, the phone number's right there on the screen right now. It's 319-527-3235. You can give us a call and you can ask Cars your own personal question that you want to ask him. Give us a phone call and ask a question. I should have said that question about double apple was for both Adrian and also Hookah Fiend, because Hookah Fiend loves double apple. That is what they smoke all the time. In fact, in the chat they said double apple is life. The only Alfaker AF flavor I can smoke is double apple. AF is the quick light of shisha, is what they just said. AF is the quick light of shisha. I don't even know what that means. That's a fun one.
It gives you headaches.
Oh, but Adrian, do you have any other questions that you would like to ask? Adrian is the best one here. The Hookah Lounge just showed up. Hey, Hookah Lounge, nice to see you. I wonder if that may be like some sort of third personality that Adrian is also managing at the moment, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Hey, let's not go there.
Looks like we have somebody on the line right now. We have two people, actually. I'm going to take the first call. The first area code that we're going to be asking about is 513. Area code 513. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Hello.
Is this Tristan?
Hello.
This is Tristan.
I know your voice so well. What's up, buddy?
Hey, my question's actually for you, Adrian.
Uh-oh.
Can we see your eyeballs? That is my question.
He has none.
They're right here.
He has none. These are
Dude,
his eyes.
come on.
I don't
Let's see
understand.
the eyeballs. What you hiding, Adrian? You got dilated eyes?
Don't
You
worry
go see
about
the
that,
eye
buddy.
doctor?
It's not important. You're not asking me important questions. Oh, fuck, it's bright in here.
That is the most important question, dude.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think Cars is interested as well.
Yeah. Tristan, how are you doing? Are you smoking right now?
I am. Pure cane mint out of my B2 Reaper with a Mason timber hose.
Oh my goodness. Are you using your Mason ball? It's Mason Monday after all.
No, I'm using a alpaca mini rook.
Oh, you're doing Mason not proud today, I guess. Cars, do you have any interest in getting a Mason ball?
Actually, none yet. I really always wanted a Mason bowl or any Mason products as soon as I joined the groups because I've always seen it being posted. I'm like, what the hell is this? It looks so awesome, and I have not tried any yet. So that's one of the things I look forward to. Hopefully, when I ever get there in America, or order something that can get here in the Philippines.
But so you do have a want to try and get it.
Desire is a better word for it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tristan, for calling, and thank you for getting Adrian to take his glasses off. I don't think I could have done that, so congratulations, Tristan. You've done something that I can't do.
Only Tristan can get me to get
Cool.
any of my clothes.
Thanks, dude. You guys have a great show.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
Be good, buddy. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
chopping in,
Okay.
hanging out on Hookah Hangs, telling people to say hi instead of hopping into the chat. The fuck.
We have the next call that we have is area code 408. Area code 408. Who is this?
Your friendly neighborhood hookahologist.
What is up, Tommy?
What's up?
How are you doing?
Give me a second. I'm stuffing my face.
No, we don't give no seconds over here. You got to ask your question and then leave. What's going on, man?
Well, dang, if it's like that, Matt, you got those bars ready? Because I'm gonna start making my YouTube video challenging you and Adrian to that rap battle. So I need to make sure you guys are ready for this.
Tommy wants to have a rap battle with us, Adrian. What do you think about that?
Yo, I'm down.
You're down. I think Adrian has some
Matt's gonna
sick
make the
rhymes.
beat, and we're just gonna have to make it one big video. It's gonna be fantastic.
We should do
I'm
this.
basically the same as Post Malone, so.
Oh, you look like it. That doesn't surprise
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, he really does look like it. I agree with that one.
Do you have a question for our guest Cars today, Tommy?
Is he gonna join the rap battle?
Are you going to join the rap battle, Cars?
Can I rap in Filipino?
You can definitely rap in Filipino. We would definitely have
Hell
an
yeah,
advantage.
you can.
And you won't even know what if I'm saying anything correctly.
As long as it sounds good, right? All right.
Time for
It's all right. My buddy speaks to Gone. He can translate for me.
Thank you for calling, Tommy. Appreciate it. You have a good night. Are you going to be doing a live tonight, Tommy?
I am. That's why I'm making dinner and not smoking.
Okay. Well, make sure you guys go and check out the Hookahologist channel. He's going to be doing a live tonight. What are you going to be reviewing tonight, Tommy?
I'm going to do my first ever video with Tangiers.
Ooh, exciting
Oh,
stuff.
shit.
Got to tune in for that. All right. Thank you for calling, Tommy.
Take it easy,
Not a
buddy.
problem. Talk to you guys later.
Yo, don't get
Take it easy,
kidnapped.
man.
All right. Our next caller, area code 510. Area code 510. Can you hear me, man?
I can. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, Eddie, Paul,
Hey,
whoever you want
what's
to
up,
be
Eddie?
today?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm just, I'm doing my daily thing, driving home.
Very cool. Do you have a question?
Listening to the podcast.
Do you have
What's
a question for our
yeah,
guest?
man, I do for cars.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the beach resorts when you go to the Philippines, right? A lot of the popularity with the Philippines in tourism is going to like Boracay and Palawan and visiting all those sites. How
Yeah.
are the hookah scenes in those areas, like specifically like resort areas, when people want to go visit it, or do they have to go to, Sasan's Lounge or to where your area is? In you guys are in Makati, right?
Yeah, that's not a beach
Yeah.
resort.
So do you guys have to go to the inner city of Makati in Manila to actually get the enthusiast feel if you go down there and visit the Philippines?
I get the question. So yeah, if you're talking about the enthusiast feel, yeah, definitely it's much more apparent in, of course, in Sasan's Lounge and other specific lounges that I have reviewed in my YouTube channel. Check it out. But of course, if you go to other places like like Boracay, I think right now there's still they closed down for like earlier this year and they're still opening up right now. So I don't know if they have any good hookahs there now, but in the past they had actually there was actually a Russian hookah scene there because there were some like Russians who set up a hookah shop, but I don't know if they're coming back. And as well, when I went to other places like Palawan, they had hookah, but it honestly sucked. I also made a review there. I think I wasn't honest enough about it, but it honestly stuck. If you really know hookah and then you watch my video about it, you'd know that it wasn't really that good of an experience. One thing though that I want to try when you can probably try this if you go here in the Philippines and go to a place that doesn't have that much of a good hookah scene is that you can ask if you can prepare it instead of them doing it, because one of the lounge owners I met here, Jig, if you guys know him,
Mhm.
that's what he's been told. That's what he's been telling me. Like whenever he goes to a different lounge that he doesn't really like, he tries to pack it himself or prepare the the heat management himself, and it turns out better than how they prepare it. So
Mhm.
I think it's again it's really more on the preparation side.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Paul, for such an awesome question. Appreciate it so much. Thanks for listening, man.
Can
Thanks
I
for
do a
the
follow-up
call.
question?
Yeah, for sure. What's up?
Okay, really quick. Jollibee fried chicken versus KFC versus Popeye's chicken. Go.
Popeyes. All three of us said Popeyes.
I can only answer
Jollibee.
Dude,
between the two that I've tried, which is KFC and Popeyes, and I would say Popeyes would be the winner as well.
all right, we got to get you guys some of
I've
that
only-
Jollibee stuff. Next time we
only
go
had
to
Popeyes
when we go to Vegas,
It's a bit salty.
when we go to Vegas, we're doing it.
All right.
Yes. Yo, Eddie, on your way home, pick me up some Popeyes too.
I got you.
All right.
I'll
I'll get him some
Thanks,
Jollibee.
Bye, Paul. Thank you for
bro.
calling. All right.
Yo,
we
Matt,
got.
should I break this?
No, you shouldn't break that. Don't even joke
Because
about that.
Tristan's talking shit, and I think these are a little bit overhyped. Is all I'm trying to say.
I don't know. Mason
Well, you can
Bowl.
keep-
We got Big
If you can
Vinny.
break them.
We got Big Vinny in the chat right now. Says, "Is Mason Bowls for hype beast hookah smokers?" Hookah Fiend starts laughing. Gus says it ought to be good. Tristan says Mason Bowls are for premium hookah smokers. Tristan says take them down. Sonny's off. Adrian. Meh. It's all baked mud. Is what Big Vinny just said. Meh. It's all baked mud. I like that. It's all baked mud.
Look, I am not the biggest fan of the Mason Bowls just because of the fact that I'm used to alpaca. I've got my first Stone Bowl. I've got a Relic Spring. I've got all these premium bowls. So these haven't impressed me too much. But after owning one, I will say that if you're a collector and you're an enthusiast, you should absolutely pick one of these up. They're great. They work very well with heat management devices. And these can actually be classified as shisha savers.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very
These,
shallow.
I didn't realize just how thin this was when you use it with an HMD.
Mhm.
But it's like one of the better Tangiers bowls if you're going to try to crank Tangiers out with a Phoenix or something.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
there's that.
It's actually
Never thought you'd hear me singing the praises of a Mason Bowl in a
It's-
fucking podcast, huh?
It's actually cheaper than the Relics Ring Bowl, actually, surprisingly, if you can believe that or not. Gus says, give that to me instead, is what he said instead of breaking it. Okay, we got one more caller. Area code 256. Who's this 256?
This be Lou.
Hey, what's up,
What up?
B-Lou? How are you doing?
Uh,
What are you up to, B-Lou? Oh, you're breaking out.
Shipment of Alpha Comma, man.
You got some
No,
Alpha Comma.
Yeah. Got
Awesome.
my first shipment of Alpha Comma.
Oh, what good flavors did you get,
And I,
man?
and I, yeah, I said I got my first shipment of Alpha Comma. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
better. What good flavors did you get from Alpha Comma?
Man, I got a gang of them. I got vanilla, ice mint,
Yeah.
lemon mint,
Ooh.
coconut, pineapple,
Oh, shit.
the
Oh,
rarest.
shit.
I got a few. Yeah.
I've always
I
heard
looked it up. Loaded it up.
I've always heard really good things about the coconut. Everyone keeps telling me that the coconut is very good, so you have to let me know what you think about that. You got a question for our esteemed guest Cars tonight, B-Lou?
Man, I got a question, but it may not be hookah related,
No
but
problem.
I'm playing this damn Red Dead 2, and I'm trying to see how the hell we can go. You can go back if you have a save. Have y'all played this game?
I have
Amazing.
not. Adrian, what about you?
I've just watched Markiplier play it a lot, man. I don't fuck with PlayStation.
What about you, Cars? Do you have Red Dead Redemption 2?
I only had the first one when I had a PS2.
We're-
now I'm a PC gamer now.
We're not going to be able to help you, B-Lou. I'm so sorry. Anybody in the chat get an answer for B-Lou. That'd be helpful.
That's what's up, man. Y'all keep doing your thing, man. I love y'all a lot, man. Y'all keep doing your thing.
Thank
We're
you for
gonna ride
calling.
out. Salute.
Thank you so much, man. You have a good night. Bye.
Take care.
For sure, you too.
All right. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you guys so much. This has been a really fun podcast. I don't have any other questions for Cars. Adrian, do you have any other questions for Cars?
How did you enjoy your first experience on the AM Hookah podcast, man? You want to do it again sometime?
Of course, not just my first experience in an AM Hookah podcast, just my first experience in a podcast in general, and it's a lovely feeling, because again, for me, these things are much better than doing lives when you're alone, because it's kind of weird to reply to late messages and then get the replies after that. So these things where you're constantly talking with people who are very far away from you, at least for me,
Mhm.
it's a wonderful experience where I don't think we could have done maybe like 20 years ago or 30 years ago before I was born. So it's a wonderful innovation of mankind. So
Hey.
it's a beautiful thing.
We just hit the 25 like goal for Captain Wetbeard's like goal. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. We don't have anything to give away
Thank you,
today. We will have something in the future, though. I promise you that. But thank you guys so much for letting us hit that like goal. We really do appreciate it a ton. Thank you for watching the podcast. Please share it and drop that like as you guys already did. Thank you so much for that. If people want to find you on the internet, Adrian, or Pipe Dream, or the Hookah Lounge, I don't even know what to call you at this point anymore. But where can we find you? Oh, goodness.
You want to watch some hookah reviews, tutorials, unboxings, or just normal hookah videos in general, go check me out at Pipe Dream Hookah on YouTube. And if you want to find me on Twitter and Instagram, that's going to be _Pipe Dream. And if you want to find me on Facebook, find me on Facebook. And then Matt's going to tell you where you can find him.
Yes, you can find me at Matt Dezen. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Matt Dezen. You can find the Hookah podcast as well at AM Hookah on YouTube, AM Hookah on Twitter, and on Instagram. And yeah, just all sorts of fun stuff. What about you, Cars? Where can we find you on the internet?
Well, yeah, for me, it's just everything's just my name, Cars Carandang, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I don't use Twitter that much, but I have one. But yeah, just look me up, guys. I'm always here. I think Filipinos are one of the most the most active in social media. So we're always here. We're always welcoming people to just talk with. Or even if you want to watch my videos, even if you're not if you want to watch something aside from hookah related stuff, maybe some law school stuff, you can watch my channel as well for that.
Yes, go and check out his channel. It's very cool, especially Shisha Saturdays. Love them. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it as always. Until next time, keep on smoking. Bye.
Bye-bye.